Hello YouTube! You might have seen in one of our more recent encounter videos that I am now going to get assassinated by my guild for accidentally sharing with you some secrets about Star Expedition. This was of course a joke, but my guild leader said that I have to now show you his account or I will no longer exist. So today we're going to be hopping on his account. Much love to you, my friend. He's actually a pretty long-term member of the community. Excellent guy. His name's Big Noah. You might have heard of him in the many communities that exist for this game. He's pretty fun. And we're going to be taking a look at his account today. He's VIP 13, loves completing events, but has only been playing for a little over a year. So have a think about that. We've got an account that completes pretty much every event, regardless of whether he's got the resources or not, because he spends money to make sure he can complete the events. That's why he's VIP 13. So he likes to max out on his rewards. Let's see what that all comes to, shall we? Let's see what heroes we've got. Let's see what resources we do or don't have. Let's go take a look. So we've got a Black Friday frame. So yep, you went all out on Black Friday. You're level 296. So yep, that's VIP 13 for you. Decent level there. VIP 13, as you can see. And we have over 4 billion gold and over 60,000 gems. So a really, really cozy position for an account that's been playing a little over a year. Love to see it. When it comes to his heroes, whoo! Big No has absolutely gone all out. We've got a lot of E5s here, a lot of duplicate copies of heroes that are quite surprising. I mean, we've got double EOs here. I think I know why that is. One's a tenant, one used to be transcended. We've got a Mockman there in case, I guess, well, you need him as a tenant. He's an option for Aspen, I suppose, if you decided you didn't want Asmodel the Dauntless. Of course, Transcendence heroes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So that's most Transcendence heroes under your control. And if you take a look at those tree upgrades, we have tree tier 5 on a Jara, which is huge. This in and of itself is a colossal investment for resources. With a B tier on here as well, this is an easy route to be clearing a lot of progress in the Void campaign. If we go take a look at the Void campaign itself, we're up to 2.5. That's very good, actually. A lot of people managed to push a little further than this, but using different strats. I imagine that might be somewhere in your future, but without an A tier, it might be a struggle. Just depends on how powerful you can make these heroes. But when you sublime a Jara, give her all the bonus stuff, and then obviously you don't build it with a flag or anything. That's just because it's Star Expedition week and she's one hell of a tenant. If you go ahead and blast this out, you get to see that this Jara with an aggressive artifact, whether it's Melodic Strings or Punisher of Immortal, will smack down and clear through game modes pretty nicely. Also, take a look here. We've got ourselves stones that are really highly upgraded. So this is not Soulstone 3, this is Soulstone 6. So we're further enough in Void campaign to have Soulstones at a much higher level than you'd expect. Not every hero has managed to do this, as you can see. Some are kept at Soulstone 3. Some, like Vesa, as you'd hope, are at Soulstone 6. So we've got different bonuses for different things. And yeah, the teams, the strength, it's all really, really, really good to see. When it comes to different factions, the Shadow faction, we've got an Eloise, we've got an Ithaca, we've got an Annabelle. Annabelle, the one that's upgraded because she's a tenant. Ithaca in here, I'm not sure why. I imagine, is she a tenant for Jara? I think she is. My brain recalls, because right now you're using the Jara as a tenant herself, but when Star Expedition isn't here, I wouldn't be surprised if you switch across, or at least consider switching across. So let's go see real fast who Jara's tenants are. Yep, there you go. It's either herself or it's Ithaca, so that makes sense for the Ithaca copy. Yep, I like it. Good to see it. Annabelle, same thing. Eloise, same thing. So look at the Fortress faction. Double HomesYoung. Really nice, actually, for Seal Land this. And also, IDA, if you want to have, like, multiple teams. HomesYoung is a really good hero. Nice CC. Quite a reliable non-transcendence hero. You can have multiple copies of him lying around. Can't go wrong with that. Mainly Fortress Seal End is the appeal here, though. Do you have a Sword Flash? Is that something you have? Oh, yeah, you do. But she's one of your lesser upgraded heroes, and you're using her as a tenant. That's actually quite funny. So, yeah, love that. B- on here. That's okay. Control immunity damage reduction. That's actually pretty solid. Right, let's look at the Abyss faction. So we've got Ignis, we've got Waldeck, we've got a second Ignis. So just so you know, guys, the reason this happens is you see a level 100 Void 3 Ignis, you may be confused. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret that might get me killed, but you know what, Afflicted? There's only so much you can do to me. If you didn't know, when you get a Void 3 Ignis, the control immunity you give to the hero and the energy is increased when they die. So a level 100 E5 Void 3 Ignis is actually a genius strat, because by running this, when it dies, you give superior control immunity to the hero than you would with just a 9-star, because at 9-star, it's 100% control immunity, not the higher version, which is, as you can see here, 130%. That makes a difference when enemies have control immunity offset. So in this case, having yourself a Void 3 level 100 Ignis is actually a really, really good strategy. Now this one here, which is the better Ignis with the better imprint level and an incredible health stat. Wow, that's actually really good for a B-, and heal effect as well. Heal effect block. Yo, that's one heck of an Ignis. I am very jealous. I like that indeed. This Ignis is a beauty, and you might be thinking, dude, why aren't there imprints on her? Well, it's because her main use is Star Expedition, and in the Star Expedition, you can take her up to Void 4 just naturally. So yeah, you're proud of that Ignis, you should be afflicted. That's one heck of a hero. Now we've got an E5 Waldeck. He's used as a tenant, that's totally cool. And Delasium as well is also used as a tenant. So we've got some really cool heroes around here. These are Halora tenants, I believe. And by upgrading Halora, that's also helping his Star Expedition strategy, which is really, really cool to see. If you want to, Afflicted, we can showcase the Star Expedition team, but I think for guild secret reasons, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, we're probably not going to share that with you, but it does involve Lucky Candy Bars. It does involve Halora. It does involve multiple Transcendence heroes. You'd expect the Vesa there, the Freya there. You can hopefully find enough clues amongst that to figure it out for yourself, but I gotta keep some things a secret. And I can't shell them out. Yeah, you're right, Darren. It's gotta be hidden, hidden, hidden. Now, the faction that's most stacked is Forest. This is no surprise. We have Flora, we have double Rogan, we have one Seer who that's upgraded, another that isn't, we have a Freya, we have a Gloria, we have an Olivia. Now, these heroes are all used in some way, shape, or form alongside Vesa, either as tenants or as heroes to help her in the Seal Land. Gloria is the only exception, but she is a strange and annoying tenant choice that you have to have for some heroes, so that totally makes sense. Now, everyone else is good here, like Flora, for example, is a strange but annoying tenant choice you have to make for Vesa. Did we ever get anybody else, or is she like the only choice? So yeah, bit of a shame. Now, Dark, this is a faction where things are a little surprising. You'd expect for someone that's been, you know, investing a lot into the game to have more than what you see here. Like, often I see multiple Amun-Ra's or multiple carries. But then you remember, this is an account that's only just over a year old. So a lot of the baggage that comes from being a long-term player, like if you see accounts like Souls or accounts that are older like GDPs, you'll see they have multiple carries, and it's hard to move away from the multiple carry teams. But in the case of Afflicted, he has one carry, and that's all he's needed, or otherwise known as Big Noah. So yeah, this account only needs one carry. We haven't really got a use for multiple, unless of course you want to be going in for those kind of teams in IDA, but even then, just having one around as a B tier is solid. She's a very good tenant if you were going for Lord of Fear Aspen, and yeah, I actually like this selection of heroes. When it talks about tenants, Bachman's another one, right? He's a tenant for Lord of Fear Aspen as well. So if there's ever a moment that Lord of Fear Aspen is a homeowner, we have the tenant set up for him. Fork is interesting choice. Was this for Star Expedition, or is this a tenant for someone? And check out Carrie's Awakening stats. Do you have an A in there? Oh, dear Lord, no. Just damage reduction and a 4,400 attack stat with a 47 in speed. Yo, that's one heck of a pull. Yeah, I'd definitely have an E5 carry if I pulled that as well. That's really good to see. And then the life faction, not really a surprise. You have an Andrea and two Eoses. One Eos is a tenant. The other one is a potential option if you wanted to go ahead and have a Transcendence one. And then you've got the Andrea, which is in for support as and when you need it. So, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. And Forkis was built for fun and testing. There you go. Even big whales, heavy spenders, people that like to complete a lot of events, build heroes just to experiment with them. That's totally fine. It's not a problem to deviate from the playbook to actually experiment with some fun heroes, and Forkis is definitely one of those heroes that is fun and worth experimenting with. And you can afford to do this as well, Afflicted, because you have 30 soul symbols, so you can muck around, change things as you need to. Now, that soul symbol count is probably as low as it is because of either previous events or you've been doing a lot of switching because you've been trying to optimize things for different heroes. You've been swapping around your Transcendence heroes for Void campaign, that kind of thing. So I'm not surprised by 30 soul symbols. A lot of people recently have been running out of soul symbols because they've been heavily swapping stuff. it's no surprise that a whale is in a similar situation. And I see here a very unusual thing with star spawn cores. You see we're very top heavy, but then on purples we have very few, and also the same with the yellow ones. So I'm imagining that if I go ahead to the Gate of the Void, click on your galactic tree, we have not all of our star spawns upgraded to 140, but when they are all the way to the top. And yep, you can totally see it, right? Armor break 140, holy damage 140, damage dealt 140, maim 140, control precision 140, we've got attack 140, HP 140. Like, you see these guys fully upgraded, and then you got some poor soul over here stuck at level 60 just because you can't get the cores, man. The purples have been your setback. I am not surprised. That is unfortunate, but that is the way the game goes. You can wail out on the core 6s, you can wail out on the core 5s, but you can't wail out on core 3s for some annoying reason, and it's just a little bit of a problem for having a young account like this. Now, I say over a year is young. It is. In Idle Heroes terms, that is pretty juvenile for an account. It's not that well established. Now, okay, don't get me wrong, it's incredibly well established when it comes to heroes, but when it comes to resources that require time as opposed to money to accumulate, it's no surprise you are where you are. But the things you can spend on, you've totally gone all out on. Look, you can see the Tree of Origin totally packed out here. This is how I would ideally, in my mind, play an account if I had infinite money. I would love to max out every single event. And Afflicted's been quite clever here. You've gone ahead and not wailed to the extreme where you're just buying everything you possibly can. You're just doing it to complete events, which is something I really like to do when you have the opportunity to, because looking at accounts, maxing them out, completing events, getting rewards, that for me is the smartest way to use your money, right? To go ahead and max things out. And you've got 5 out of 8 done on profit orbs. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm imagining that Afflicted is probably going to try and get that to 8 out of 8, just so you've got as many resources you can possibly grab, because there is still here the promise of Cores of Transcendence, there's the promise of soul symbols, all these things can come through. Of course, though, if you don't want to do that, that also is totally fine, but you know and I know that if you spend money, you'll get more profit orbs and you'll get more sweet lollipops, and if you get more of that stuff, you can go into the Fantasy Factory, progress, and have a grand old time. That's hilarious. You have a single left, and you have a 6er left. That's just ironically humorous. I don't know whether you did that on purpose just to taunt me, but this is really, really funny. Like, that's... yeah, that's just an image. That just says it all. That's beautiful. And oh my sweet mother of God. What the heck? Bro. You know you only have to buy 2 on a floor, right? Okay, Afflicted wants to max this. There's no argument. Afflicted is absolutely going to try and max this. Holy hell. Dude, that's impressive. That's the craziest way of spending I've ever seen. Are you okay? Do we need to talk about it? Like, why? You'll see what next week's event has, then go from there. But you just not need artifacts? Right. I'm gonna rewind artifacts. What the heck is going on here? Okay, first of all, there's a big old square. There's a U for Utopia. I like that. That's nice. There's this big old courtyard. I feel like if Afflicted was a god, he would just get all his friends to sit around on these bushes and then pick 2 of them to go into the arena and go, fight! And then they'd fight to the death and he'd clap at the end and go, ha 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 ha, very well done. Also, on the topic of very well done, we have all the Viking stuff here. Amazing. So we've got this gladiatorial ring with a hedge around it. As you know, that's very, very classy, very middle class. Let's go to the Cloud Island. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I'm sure we've got some impressive stuff to take a look at. I'm sure some guys are going to get very excited by the levels of these buildings. So let's go look at the big stuff. Okay, level 1 on Freya. Rogan, all level 1. It looks like you've been efficient. I like this. Lord of Fear Aspen, level 1 with a level 6 on the Mockman house there. So that means if I go ahead and I look at your Vesa, she better be sexy. Yeah! 105 across the board, baby. Oof. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And Halora, she's looking good too. And damn right we're here to look at the artifacts, so let's go look at those artifacts. What have you got? Oh. shiny. That's a lot of splendid artifacts. We have Antler's Cane, 5 Snow Hearts. All right, that's a number. Yep, you have 1 damage dealer and give everybody else Snow Hearts. That's a slow opponent. If you don't know, splendid Snow Hearts slow down your opponent. Yeah, that's pretty wild. We got 3 crowns, splendid. A Dark Flag, that's splendid. Interesting choice. Magic Stone Sword, splendid. Melodic Strings, splendid. Double Candy Bar for Star Expedition. Sexy. I might do this on the VIP series, by the way, so hit the subscribe button. Once I get that Halora, I am going to try and find a way that I can show you the double candy bar strat without getting murderized. Although I think after this account review, I'm safe. 2 Receptors, solid number. We've seen before that whales have enjoyed having 3 Receptors because they're lazy. Afflicted is not that kind of person. I respect it. We have Light Flag here. Good. Not too bad. You will need Light Heroes eventually as tenants. 4 Transcendence Flags. That's a good number. It means that 2 of your heroes that are Transcendent will get the best bonuses from the other 2 heroes that are Transcendents in each of those respective houses, so that's good. We have 5 Splendid Demon Bells. Perfect number. We have Punisher of Immortal. Great for campaign. AMB. Great for tanking. And then, of course, we have a Shadow Flag and 3 Forest Flags. And Forest is, funnily enough, the second best flag after Transcendence Flags. So yeah, that totally makes sense. Forest is just a good place to invest in because there's a lot of Forest heroes that play as tenants. And when you go and take a look at the heroes, again, that's no surprise considering we have mostly Forest heroes here on the account when you ignore the fact that the other faction that's loaded is Transcendence. So yeah, what we have on our hands is a colossally beautiful account that has a surprising amount of attack across the board. Let's go take a look at this Vesa. How much attack is she on? Woo! Wow. Okay, that is 7.6 million attack. Now that is impressive considering she's only B+. Like, if she was A tier, could you imagine? Could you imagine what these numbers would be like? Also, she's only, and I say that touchwood copium, only tree level 3. So if she was tree level 5, we could even push this up even higher. That's the scary thing, man. Like, this is not the peak performance a whale can achieve. So if you think this is high, it's only going to get bigger. Just like my ding-dong staring at this account. It's set to rise. We got precision here, we got crit damage. There's a little clue for Star Expedition, I imagine. Unless, of course, you use, you know, I guess, loadouts, but I don't think you do. We have... Ooh, you got a core? That's a good question. What cores have we got? Oh, yeah, okay. Level 2 on the Starring Jara core. I rate this. This is nice. I like Starring Jara's core. It's really, really fun. Anyone else has got a core? Nope. I like that. You've gone with Vesa. You've gone Starring Jara. No mucking around. Seems good. I'm not going to show the formation, but I do want to look at the bag. And let's go take a look then. What are we dealing with? You aren't hoarding too much. 39 5 stars makes sense. Okay, yep, 4 stars. That's not as high as you'd expect on some whales. Some whales get lazy and bored and just stop. Also, can we just comment on the bag space for a minute? Clean. You've got like 280 bag space sitting around at least, so love to see that. Or is it 380? No, 280. Yeah, it's good number. Very good number. 9-star puppets. Good, so you got them sitting around as and when you need them. We got 5 stars everywhere, but it's not that messy. It's actually pretty well cleaned up. Okay, we got some residual heroes left over from Prophet Orbs that you haven't sorted out yet. I respect that. We are in a Prophet Orb event as we currently make this video, so that's not unusual in the slightest. And you've done 5 loops, so yeah, I expect this kind of mess. But you know what? It's normal. It's totally normal. It's not like you've hoarded up a bunch of copies of nonsense. But you know what we haven't checked? We haven't checked the bag and the chests. So let's look at the chests. Oh, wow. Now, I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? That's tidy. Like, that's OnlyFans model level tidy. That's a well-groomed bag. You look after this. I'm not seeing 5-star chests galore. I'm seeing smart decision making. But you know why I think we're not seeing 5-star chests galore? You know why I don't think there's a bunch of heroes lying around? I think it's because of the event where you had to awaken a bunch of 5 stars. My guess is our friend here, Afflicted, also known as Big Noah, went ahead and summoned all of the 5 stars that were in this bag and awakened every single one of them. So I bet you 2 weeks ago from making this video, this was a mess. I think this was an absolute pigsty. But then an event came which said, hey, use all your chests and awaken all those heroes, and you were like, let's go. So I think that's what happened. Which probably explains why we have so many sexy awakens on this account, right? Because we got all these Bs, B minuses, B pluses, but I think you hand pulled a few of these. Like this is definitely a hand pull. Like, that's just good. Like that massive HP stat, like I'd be proud of that, right? I'd be well proud of that. So I think a lot of these are symptomatic of a huge push in Awakening. And I think, what did you get? Like, you got in the top 50 for sure. Like a B tier Delacium, you think? Yeah, exactly. A lot of B minuses and stuff just sitting around. Like, there's a ton of heroes. I wish you could sort by Awakening tier. Wouldn't that be nice? So we could just see some of the crazy tiers you've got. But you can see a lot of green here. No red, though. And I don't want to ask how that makes you feel, because I might need to pay for you to have a therapist, because if you did as many awakenings to get yourself... What, you came 47th in the event? Yeah, that makes sense. If you did enough awakenings to come 47th out of every single person that awakened that event, which is like thousands and thousands of people, then, yeah, to not get an A tier is... Yeah, you might need a therapist after that one. But, well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done. And you got the, Did you get the special thing? Or have you already opened the special thing? That was probably a B+, right? That's what you got, like a little B+ thing. So that must have got put onto Vesa, right? Surely? And that's why she's got 4,700 attack. Ah, man, that's a shame. I know you would have really wanted the A tier. But, that is what it is. But hey, sometimes we live. Now, there's one thing you can notice about this account. We are pushing, we are making progress. You've awakened a ton of heroes. Backspace is tidy. A lot of heroes have probably been destroyed after that Soul Awakening event. You probably went into the Soul Temple and destroyed them all if they were E tier, and I'm guessing you had a lot of E tiers. So, yeah, that's probably what happened to a lot of these heroes, and probably why the backspace is so low as well. So I think what you've done is you've picked a really strategic time to get your account reviewed, because I think it looks deceptively clean, when actually the carnage that ensued during that event is wild. So yeah, never judge a book by its cover, but you know what? Afflicted, I think this is actually a really solid account, and you know it is, right? Chat, just look at it. It's beautiful. It's really good. This is more of an account showcase than ooh, do you need help? But there is one thing I want to stress. If you look at our materials, look at our promotion stones. 13,000. So when you've been playing for only about a year, just over, when you try to make progress, you are going to get bottlenecked by resources just like everybody else. But it's not going to be Golden Spirit. No. It's going to be promotion stones, because the rate that we're pushing out heroes, I mean, look at all these E5s, look at all the imprints, look at all the 10 stars we've needed to build. All this is just going to absolutely sap you dry of promotion stones and leave you on your knees begging for more, because you only have 13,000 and you need a lot more than that to get yourself some imprint levels. So yeah, and enables, it's expensive. 10 stars require them, and E5s require them. It's a pretty daunting process. That said, though, your resources actually look pretty fantastic. Even just sitting here with like 10,000 artifact essence is nice. So yeah, most of this stuff is kind of cool. How are we doing on like profit orbs? Have you used every single profit orb you possibly have? Oh, you have? I don't see no profit orbs. Oh no, there's 12. Yeah, you've pretty much, yeah, you've used every profit orb you have. No doubt you'll probably spend to get some more as well. You mad lad. And where's the other thing I wanted to go take a look at? It was your scrolls. 667. Seems good. If I use one, it'll be 666, and that's funny. And alter all your 5 stars. That's free promotion stones. Nice one, Dank. That's very crazy. And yeah, it's pretty good. And you said one of your next projects is to go ahead and put some money into getting yourself an A tier. I think that would be a smart investment. If money is very little of an object to you that you can go ahead and max awakening events. You can go ahead and complete every event when it comes along. If you're in a good financial position with a good job, and that was something you wanted to improve the power level of the account, I wouldn't hold it against you. Getting yourself a nice little Versa from the auction house, if that's something you could afford to do, is definitely worth considering. Whether it's going to be as godly as this one remains to be seen. I don't know what your budget is. I also know Afflicted, like myself, likes to make progress when it's convenient and when it's not tedious. And if there's anything that's going to make me guess about Afflicted, is the idea of having to buy in one go 50,000 plus when it comes to starry gems. That's a long process of pressing click purchase, accept, yes, verify, click purchase, accept, verify. Oh, look, I got some Google Play points. Cash them in for a discount. Click purchase, verify. Oh, I'm bored now. At least with the Soul Awakening event, you can go click purchase, and then you get 25 awakens you can do. And then you do click purchase and then do 25 more awakens. At least it's split up. But the arduous process of buying an A-tier hero is click purchase many, many, many times. And I worry that Afflicted would get bored after like 3 of them and then have to like continue the next day. But that's more symptomatic of Afflicted being just a human being. And what, you said you read me right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I genuinely know people that have said, I could get myself an A-tier hero, but buying all that many starry gems is just too much effort. Isn't it funny when a developer of a game has a payment method that's so insane that it's even making whales go, that's more effort than it needs to be, right? It's not like, how many of these packs would you like to buy? And it's just funny that like $100 is the most you can spend on one of these packs. So yeah, hey ho, we are where we are. Really pretty account. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like this account, any things you wish you could do that this account has done, or if you're curious. Hopefully Afflicted will be in the comment section answering some of your questions. If you're curious if this account has anything that you want to know more about, why have we built certain heroes? Although I think every hero, looking at it for the first time in a very long time, I actually understand. Like, there's a thing with whales where they get this habit where they go ahead and build heroes for no reason, right? They just do it because it's, oh, that's cool. Now, Forcus was the one hero that had me stumped, and you said you did it because it's cool. Every other hero makes sense as a tenant, or as a useful hero for broken spaces, or as a hero that can assist you out, or that can help you in seal lands. That all makes sense, and I like it when I can look at an account, even though it's got so many E5s, that I know exactly what your thought process was behind every single one of them. So good. Good that you're making intelligent and informed choices, and given the lack of promotion stones, I'm not surprised that you have to be strict on who you build. You said go ahead and check out the guild tech. It's probably going to be pretty beautiful. Let's go see. Oh yeah, that's not finished. That's annoying. Is everything else finished? Nothing's finished. Oh mate, this is it, right? Look, guild coins nearly empty. You might think a whale would have this thing finished, but no, we don't. We are slowly but surely making our progress through it, but still not finished. So you'd think if you've spent as much money on the game that Afflicted has spent, you'd be able to have a very, very, very complete guild tech. No, not at all. In fact, there are free-to-play players who've managed this, and Afflicted hasn't. But that's just the nature of the beast. This is entirely a time thing, as opposed to a skill thing. So yeah, young whales be floundering around sometimes, and guild tech is one of those places. Thank you for letting us take a look at your account. Before we go, do you have any questions, Afflicted, or any final things you want to flex on the world of Idle Heroes? Well, there you go. With nothing to add, all I can do is say thank you for letting me be a part of the guild. It's a cool account to see this, and yeah, I just think it's a really snazzy account. I think it's well looked after, and I think it's definitely something a lot of people can aspire to be. I think a lot of whales get lost in the monotony of long-term spending, that they forget to, you know, probably strategize their choices. But I think the fact that you are kneecapped, as I said earlier, by promotion stones, you've had to think a lot about your hero choices, and it's resulted in an account that, despite being stacked with E5s, is surprisingly clean. And that's something I wouldn't normally expect myself to say. So hopefully you agree in the comment section. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about this account. We'll let you know soon. And yeah, I'll hopefully be able to reply to those. And if not, I'm sure Afflicted will be down there chatting away. Until next time, though, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in, and happy idling.